On you, on you.
All right, so I'm going to start with um, food and beer, and let me get into these. All right, so Red Robin is my first one, RRGB, and figured it would move. It would move pretty large on earnings. It didn't have conviction about a direction, so I wanted to wait it out. But the result we got actually is going to be the easier trade here. So little bit early because I do think that we could drop to like 650.
Mm-hmm.
I think I could go down and test that, but and you actually could have caught that a couple days ago. But that's kind of the entry I target. If you don't want to be too picky about it, under 7 is a fine place to start to move into it. It's probably going back to $8.
I played this on Thursday. It was in that picture I sent you.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
got a little bit of it, but I like it. I think the 3 day rules here. Um, if you watch the video, let me throw that out there. If you watch
yeah,
the
yeah.
video, I talked. My EDU this week was basically reading reports because a lot of these guys reported, especially in the food sector, and it wasn't bad. The only bad news any of these guys had was the rise of food cost, but they're still profitable. They still have they're still hitting their numbers, like all of that stuff. So I had 3 of them on my list. This was definitely one of them. 3 day rules Monday. I really like this setup, P. I was hoping you have like sevens, maybe eights.
Yeah, so that's what I got. So I've got 8C for December, January.
It's that far out though. Okay, yeah. So you can give us a little time then.
Yes, yeah. Well, it's monthly contracts anyway, so it would
Oh,
either
okay,
be
okay, okay.
the 18th or there. So like Shaq has weeklies and Shaq has more, and that's my next one that has more short term
Two
stuff.
for two, 2 for 2. Let's go.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you.
Shaq's very simple flow wise. Big sold put wall at 45. Um, Looking to reverse this back to 50, 52, 50, some 55s out in January. You zoom out, you see this as a little bit of a channel, and just going to look to reclaim the uptrend here.
What's your puts?
45,
Yeah.
1118, 45p.
Did you watch? You didn't watch the video, did you? You
I
didn't.
did.
Oh,
I
okay.
did. Yeah.
Okay, well, I was gonna say it wasn't. I wouldn't have been mad because it wasn't a great week because a lot of the shit's on the hot list. But
Yeah.
this one I covered real well about that. The 45 being the higher low, and that's what I
Yeah.
wanted to see from you. Because 40 is the bottom of the channel, but 57 is the top. So if we catch 45 here, which is kind of around the volume profiles, I really like this setup. And it fits the sector that I think. I've said it like 4 times in chat now. Food, energy, and there's another one. Oh, and experiences like your shit that people can actually physically go do because people still want to do shit.
Yeah. Well, in an inflationary, environment where the extra spending cash is compressed a bit, people are going to prioritize, and I think experiences is the priority. People want to go out with their kids,
Especially
and
after COVID. Especially after COVID. That's the
yeah,
catalyst for
yeah,
that. It's
yeah,
not like
exactly.
we went to Disneyland the last 3 years and it's expensive now. It's we haven't had the
Right.
opportunity to go to Disneyland the last 3 years. I don't care what it is now.
So if people want to cut spending, they're going to do it elsewhere. They're going to delay that car purchase or
Yes, yes.
whatever. So yeah,
Siding on their house, buying a new,
exactly.
upgrading into the new house.
Yeah, yeah, and so yeah, no, I still have a really positive outlook for this whole sector, and these are kind of the two I chose, but there's you can find others, you can find small caps, but yeah, I think the overall idea here, and on the flow side, when it comes to charts and flow, whales decide, am I going to just respect this chart setup, or am I going to try to break it? And you could have had a scenario here on this earnings miss where they look at Shaq and they're like, I'm going to break this and send it down to 40, but they're not doing that right now. So that's why it's on the list for me. Is more like the put side. If the put side was very bearish, I would stay away, but it's not. So
this
right.
this is simple for me. It was 56 on Monday. Last Monday it was $56. It's 47 now. It's through ER. That's all I need to know.
Report, yeah, and the report wasn't bad. So
That's all I need. It's $10 range. What do you have top end, P? Do you have back to 55s or
55? Yeah, 55. Okay. There's some leaps that are 60 plus, but they're not new They're not new buys. They just stayed in them, so they're just going to wait it out into March.
Yeah, I would. What's volume profile 48? Yeah, I would try to get these below that 48 on Monday. 100%.
Yep, absolutely. All right, so next up for me is this one's on a little bit more of an uptrend, and you actually through ER could have gotten a great entry, but it was too risky down there. I'd rather buy it on confirmation. Is a TAP.
Okay, yeah.
So Molson Beer.
Yeah.
And what I have on this 55 and 57.50, and I have December and January on that.
Yeah, that's where the thickness stops. And 50 is your spot right now, like your resport resistance.
And so on the 5250 1118, they bought all of them at 3:45 p.m. on Friday. So like they basically just like right before close, they're like, all right, let's get in. And then it goes. I have 2024 75C. So those are like we almost need a different category. They're like the distant leaps a year, more than a year from now, 75s. And you zoom out on the chart and it's like that, you got to go pretty far back to get to $75. So like 2018, it was back there. So, but anyway, that's there's some potential for that. Top end right now to me is 60. I'd probably go ahead and get out then on any long-term stuff and then just see what happens.
Where are you buying at?
So that would be like March.
No. Preferred entry.
Oh, preferred entry. Sorry. Yeah. So I under 52.
Okay.
I would.
Okay.
I'm not looking for much of a pullback here.
Okay.
Yeah.
I got a lot of like 48 and a half right in there. What's this? Yeah, about 48 and a half is kind of what I see is it's not going to go any lower than that. Like it's just not.
Yeah, that could happen. I don't have on my end. There's just nothing below like 50 is the absolute floor, and even those are leaps. So they're and they look like a hedge against the 75s.
Yeah, I like it.
Yeah. Next one is one that I really just nailed in my notes, and it was so casual. Sam.
I like this range on this guy.
Yeah, this one I'm interested again because of the way it checked back down to like this 380, a little below that, like actually went like 360, but it was like in the flow, there's a 370 to 380 range, and basically the contracts that had been bearish to take it down to that have now flipped bullish. So for that reason, I am into it. Okay, so Sam, I have 400 and 420C in March, and just kind of a walk up um, some November 390C is bullish on it. So so I see kind of a uh, I don't know what you'd call this chart formation or whatever, but it had this big spike. It pulled back down, and it's going to go retest those highs. That's what I see in the flow.
Yeah, I like it. I apologize I didn't get to these till this morning in collabs. Um, but I put 378, 379 as your volume profile, higher or low off of 330 here. Has range 360 to 375 ad zones, especially if you have 400 plus. So yeah, that's where we are. I see the higher low forming off 360 here in the chart, and then you're tied. I think they'll walk this up. To be honest with you, P.
Yeah, and they're so like June leaps are starting to become a thing that they're buying, and a lot of my stuff I look at.
Here.
And that to me, like, so we're at a point on the calendar where anything from March to June is like a pure leap. Something in January is not really a leap anymore because of where we are in the calendar. And so everything from March to June goes from 400 to 440, and those are all bullish contracts. So so I like it. It's a large cap that doesn't get huge volume, but that makes the read easier, and that's part of why I got it the last time. So yeah, just plain as day, I think they're going to walk it up past 400.
Do you see? Have you looked at the weekly like 2 years out on this thing?
Oh wow, yeah.
He said, "Oh wow." Um,
Yeah.
this kind of remind just that right there. I mean, I could probably go back even farther. Yeah, but this reminds me of a company that I've started to mention lately. Not playing it yet, but I'm definitely putting it out there. Is Crocs. So Crocs, when COVID happened, like people thought that company was gonna die, and it flipping like 20x out of that. And this chart kind of feels that way. Like they're thinking this might go away. So if it comes out of whatever we've went through the last year, well, this thing has serious range. I mean, I don't see how it's
Yeah, yeah.
wrong.
So yeah, I'm looking at the weekly on Crocs, and
Yeah.
I mean, that's a higher low, um, for sure compared to those COVID lows, and at that $50, really respected that, and it's just taken off since
Yeah, but
then.
look what it did after at COVID. Like it was what, like $50 and it went down to like 8 in COVID,
Yeah.
and then it
Mhm.
went to 200 because they came out with a
Right.
new product, and they basically just pivoted their business a little bit to be more profitable, and it took off. I just kind of see that the Sam Adams chart the same way. Like if they figure it out, because they got a pretty good market share.
Yeah.
If they figure it out, that should go back to that. I mean, 600-800, you would think.
Are those shoes just really comfortable or something?
It's
They look kind of ugly to me. But
what I always tell my wife is they pretty much are taking like material that is free and making a product with it. So
mm,
like if they sell one pair, they pay for the next 800. So they really
yeah.
don't ever have an inventory problem, right? They just don't.
Right.
Um, and then they
Yeah.
came
Very
out
simple design for
yeah,
sure.
and they came
Yeah.
out with those damn jewels a while ago, which is just another way
Right.
to use waste. And now they have a new shoe. It's like a different look. Um, their thing is if society, social people, like kids, deem them as like you're a geek if you wear them, they're dying. But if kids say they're cool, they're gonna thrive, and you have to kind of read that.
Yeah.
Another topic though. But Sam, I feel is that way. Like they have a decent niche, and they just look like they've been left for dead. This chart looks like it's been left for dead.
Yeah. No, it's because they're a little bit more of a they're
Regional.
expensive beer, but they're in grocery stores too.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, they're regional too. You will not catch someone out here drinking Sam Adams. Not no way.
Oh really?
Yeah, no
Yeah. They're
way.
That's funny.
But we're in a
Uh,
I'm in a place where like if you don't drink your local brewer, you're kind of looked at sideways, right? Like
right. Yeah. Yeah.
like you've never heard of fishtail or three mags, but that's what people are drinking in my town. Oh,
Yeah, we have some breweries here, but
no, it's fucking every
still kind
town.
of we're kind of a Bud Light zone.
Yeah, not out here.
Yeah. All right. So next up for me is uh, Gogol, not Google, GOGL.
The shipper?
This is a marine shipping. Yeah.
Yeah, you know me, bro. GOG. I know my stocks. I play ticker
Uh,
trivia over here.
so this is one where so the cost of shipping has just been cratering, right?
Yeah.
And they've suffered for that. Zim has suffered, which I'll get to Zim in a bit. But just basically seeing this start to pick up on 1118 10C and 1216 10 and 12.5. Just seeing a spike in bullish flow and just sort of a spot in the chart that has got some stability, ran huge on Friday. So I'm kind of looking, I don't want it to enter it when it's a little too overheated, but it check back down to between 875 and 9. I think will hold, and I think we'll be off from there. Looking for it to go to $12. If it goes to 12 with some momentum, could go as high as 15 or 16 out in the real distant leaps, but that'd be getting ahead of ourselves. Just looking for that trade to 12, 10 to 12.
I'm gonna just put your lines on the chart or volume profile lines on the chart. 883 is a 3-year volume profile. 1182 is the 1-year volume profile. So there's your channel. I think you can get ads closer to mid eights, maybe even low eights on share side on this. It pulls back nice,
Yeah.
but the upper level definitely 1182. It clears day.
Yeah, I think and that's one of the things that, be pickier on the share side. If you're buying a like a January call on this, or even a December call, say like, okay, how many of these am I going to buy? I'm going to buy 5. Well, I'll go ahead and get one, on the check down to 9 or 875 or something like that, and I'm willing to buy them down to whatever. Is it $8.50, $8? It's just the fact that it didn't break below 8 for very long, given the bad news in the sector, is a really good sign. So that's why I think it is going to respect that and start to move up.
I like it.
So that we're early. This is likely to be on the hot list for a couple weeks unless it breaks down. Just so you know, my time scale on this.
I'm curious. I'm interested that you have this one, especially how it looks as a chart, as opposed to STNG and what's the other one we always have? There's another one we always have.
Them?
No, that's always on the hot list. Other shipper.
Right.
It's Fro. Yeah, there you go. Good call, P. Those two, because those two are kind of overextended, and this one's not. So I'm interested in this one for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. So Fro is one that, if you got in it when we mentioned it, STNG too, like you're just kind of riding out the freebies at this point. Yeah,
you're flipping rich. Both of them.
Yeah. So then Zim is actually my next one. Now on Zim, like, okay, so we're at a little bit of risk of some further downside here, but I don't see like 22. If you can get it under 23, I would try for that. Down to like 22.50. If it breaks down below that, there could be some trouble. But the flow setup says it probably will hold. So let me give you some contracts on it. All right.
Yeah,
So
volume profile 1 year 24.29. I'm gonna throw a line there. Not enough support built yet, but that's a key level to me.
I've got so the main reason I'm interested in this is one contract in particular. It's January 20th 30C, and the other one is 25p on all expirations is bullish. So that's above where we are, and in the money puts like that are not a floor, but they're a way to um, control shares on a slow move up rather than like some big spike. But this could spike on earnings. I think it's definitely possible.
It can move $5 in a day. It's done it before. This is what I'm looking for here. One of these 3-day runs around this 24 level. 24 is key. Super key to me. You don't really have anything underneath it, P.
Yeah. Yeah. So
shit underneath this.
So this one, as a chart to me doesn't have as much strength as Gogol does, but has that potential upside to 30 has me interested.
Yeah, I like it. I just need to see confirmation on 24. I got 50 though. If you're gonna go high end.
Yeah, no, that very well could happen. There are some 2024 leaps out there, and I haven't been on this one. I was playing it back when it was like 60 bucks. The move over 70 is what I played that time, and now I'm just now getting back into it.
Yeah, this probably should be in between $30 and $40, to be honest with you. Just looking at it.
Yeah, and I didn't read their last ER. I think they're they made a big miss on a few numbers and earnings, but again, it's kind of just a sector casualty more than anything.
$38 book value, $61 cash per share. These guys ain't broke.
Yeah,
they're not broke. Wow. Yeah, this should be there. This should be between $30 and $40,
100%. Yeah, so I think on the share side with some patience, you'll be fine, and then options just buy some time. Not a weekly day trade for me.
Oh, red alert! Right. If this bounces off 20, red alert.
Yeah,
100%.
This is where that updating our hot list notes I think would be good.
Yeah.
All right, so next up for me, I'm going to get into some crypto here. MSTR.
You like that big guy?
Just a dramatic move on Friday, 11%. And you look back a couple weeks ago, this can do that. And so I'm looking for a move past 300 to 350 short term. So could be a big winner again. Let me give you some numbers here.
You got that super doji on the weekly with in an uptrend. I do like it. 314, 320 maybe even. Don't really have a target north.
So this is a kind of a pure Bitcoin play. That's how they market themselves as, we are, gonna rise or fall with Bitcoin. We're all in on it. And so some of the buys here are a little bit crazy. 2024 leaps to $1,900 came in. So I'm like, all right, that's a little crazy, but more, the actual like here with reality. 1111 270C was a big buy, and that was a huge win. And so it's going to all come down to did they keep those? Did they roll them up? What's the open interest going to look like? But that 300 to 320 zone into December is looking very strong. And the last time they did this, they kept walking it up, and they caught the full move to over 350, and that's when it failed. So looking for a repeat of that. Could break through if we have some momentum. You'll start to see 400C and 450C a month out, and they'll just keep walking it up.
There's only 11 million shares on this thing, so yeah, it can move dramatically. That 1900, it's a bit of a stretch.
Yeah,
Um,
I know for sure. Yeah, yeah.
if I was picking a spot out on a chart, like 600 would be key, but it's pretty smooth up until there. There's no real.
Whoever bought 1900C probably has laser eyes on their Twitter picture.
Yeah, oh, 100%,
So,
100%.
yeah,
But I guess 330, 335. I don't know how that lines up with the strikes. Would be like my next confirmation level. Um,
yeah. 320 is the number in
okay.
the strike. Yeah.
Yeah. But we have I still have the 200 line on this thing. The only line I have on this chart from when you first brought it up.
So yeah, basically the coin's the one that I play that at these specific levels. MSTR is the one like we're gonna get a bullish move in crypto, and it's gonna be pretty smooth on the way up. It's not gonna check down as much. So it's just about stylistically how you're playing them. So that's why I like this one.
Yeah, they need to split. So it's a $27 stock, and I'll play it a little more.
Yeah.
Definitely has range though, decent.
So next up, completely different kind of crypto stock is Hive.
Yes, I was on this last week or the week before. One or two. I got 3 and 450, 466, basically. I've been there for a while though.
Yep. So what I have here is on my list here. All right. So 3C on it for 11.18, and into December you start to get some 4C popping up. 3P is bullish as well. So that's kind of a magnet too. I think it'll kind of claim that and just go from there.
Yeah, I think this is gonna pop, especially if Bitcoin stays 21 and a half, 22 on Monday. This will start the week off well, just by the natural rhythm of the weekly chart. We're building a lot of support down here in between $3 and $4. Eventually, that's going to dry up. Hopefully, Bitcoin helps it out and pushes it out of that zone. 6 or 7 after that really gets moving once we clear that $5 mark.
Yeah. And I think people will, if we get some momentum, they'll look back at what happened in the summer.
Yeah.
And you'll get the FOMO buyers pushing it.
Yeah.
Now this next one, I want to give you. I'm going to give you veto power on this.
Okay.
But I'm just curious.
Fuck, after rum, I can't do that no more.
And so this stock's cheaper than I usually go for.
Ooh.
So
is it under 40 cents?
It is.
Oh.
But it has 50-cent calls, so I can read it. Any.
God, how long ago did I kick that out of here?
I know.
I took that off my list a while ago. Wait, let me go check just to make sure I'm not lying on that. Nope, it's still here. All right, that's your first win. What do you want? What do you want me to do here?
But I just want to know so the 50-cent test is the most plausible thing that could happen here. But I do have flow to $1, and it is basically like 2024 leaps are what they're buying at the dollar level. Everything else is kind of you have some the lotto flow for December at $1 is coming in.
Okay. So
But
let's work this all the other way. What do you
the put to
need?
call ratio is 0.
Yeah, yeah.
So
And
no
and
one's buying puts on it.
and is there's enough I mean, the volume's above normal. Yeah.
So what I'm looking for is if crypto runs, does this get noticed and go with it?
From
That's kind of where we're at.
So what do you need? What do you need? We're at 44 cents, right?
I need something like above 50 cents to make this worth it to me.
Like 50, 52, 55, 60, 70?
60. Is 60 cents. Is that a plausible move?
No. No. If you said 52, I'll give you that, but no.
So we're kind of scraping fractions of a penny on this one.
Yeah, there's just not enough volume, and if it is, it's people trying to be cute.
All right, so I'm gonna not put it on the hot list because when it runs, having that on use is valuable to me. So I'll
yeah. Well, okay, so it can go to like 52.
Okay, yeah.
But we could also go, and this is perfect. It can go to 52. It's 7 cents from here, but it can also go to 35. That's 15 cents down. That's not my setup at all, and I don't see it breaking above it.
So yeah, on the option side, it's not either. If I had picked up on this when it was 40 cents,
yeah, then you have 3 cents down and 12 cents up. That's a 4-to-1 ratio. Yeah, 100%, 100%.
Okay, so I think on the option side, you're better off just playing Riot.
Yes.
On
especially where it's at.
On the share side, your Hive is better, and then option side, MSTR is better, Coin is better. Okay, so there's better crypto plays than this sub 50 cent stock. I just it was on my radar. If it does actually, basically, like if it gets to 60 cents and claims that, and the dollar calls start being relevant, then we might come back for it.
I would play the 52 break with volume, buying the dollar calls.
That sounds good.
That's what I would. I mean, that's what I would. I mean, I don't know. As we had that talk earlier, right? I don't know like when's the best time to buy options, but to get the most range out of the chart, you're going to need volume and a break like that 52, and then you would go to 60, 65 maybe in a day or two, and then give it all back.
Yeah. So if that some of that August or that July-August volume comes back, this might be good.
Yeah, I'm just look at the weekly on the volume. It hasn't had volume since what candles is the August.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you're gonna need one of them fat candles at this point in time, and that's only what? Where does it say how many it is? It's not. I gotta go over here to find out. It's not even a lot. It's come on, like 1 million shares on the week. 1.53 million on the week. You need one of these 104 million candles back here.
Yeah, well, because if it fails while crypto is hot, this is like the next Nile. Like, so 30 cents.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, and you're gonna get that kind of volume. You need, lack of better terms, guys like me that will come in and trade it. From 40 to 44 or 40 to 48 for 20%, but you need those guys to not go away the whole time to keep walking it up, and that's where you get the 100 million volume on a day, and that this would move to 60 cents, which is flipping 50%. I mean, it just is what it is.
Yeah. All right, so I'll just say this: any is on my radar, and it's got to pass a few tests before it makes our hot.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that, because we have plenty of better crypto stuff.
Yeah, you didn't even mention Hut either. It's the best one.
Yeah. All right, so now I got one weed stock, ACB.
Yay, that's on my list too.
And I see 150 C is being pretty strong, and then you got some leaps out to 2. If this sector actually ever gets a sustained move, this could go to $4 to $6.
That's it.
You're talking 2024 leaps on those levels.
Yeah, this is an $8 stock as soon as they legalize weed.
Yeah.
Like the day.
Yeah, and a legalization with kind of like out all the caveats and none of this state by state crap. Just legal. Go to 7-Eleven.
Yep.
Kind of deal.
Just taking it off a scale 1, this is a $5 stock, which that might be a step in the process to legalization.
Yeah. I mean, whales still love to short the weed stocks on the pump and dump kind of thing, but I'm still. They're very tradable for now, and there is a bullish thesis overall on it. Matter of time.
Yeah, I got one line, 125 on this chart. That's kind of what rotates around.
The intense morality arguments on weed have lost a lot of steam over the past 5 to 7 years. So I think that's not coming back. You know, the temperance movement, weed stuff is not coming back. So it's all about just the government moves on it.
100%. It's a matter of time, in my opinion.
Yeah. All right. So next up for me, we're going to want to probably wait for earnings on this. Bros. Or I mean, there might be a run-up play here. I'm not sure. But
no, you're good. We're good here.
All right, so Bros.
You watched the video. You stole that line from the video.
I did watch the video. Yeah.
Because I said we get 10% run up here from this spot going into earnings. That was my comment in there.
Yeah, and then it's the secondary play could be very good if it drops. So all right, so I have a bearish earnings thesis on this one, just because of the strikes at 12, 16, 25p is where the whales are wanting to take this, and that would match that last earnings drop, at which point this becomes one of the best bullish setups in the market because it won't stay down there.
Yeah, anything below 28, let's fucking buy it. I'm with you on the I think we get a little pop in the ER. It just kind of trends up. 36 would kind of be like the absolute highest I think it's going to get before ER. But I'm with you. Starbucks had too good of a report, so these guys have to do better than that, and I don't think they will. The market will react to that.
They're at a point where they're still building a lot of locations, and it's going to be a while before they're profitable doing that. Yes. But overall, I really do. I like them. I mean, I like to buy things I like, and I drink their coffee 3-4 times a week.
What do you get? The Intimidator, Eliminator? What?
Yeah.
I don't know. My buddy tells me they have crazy names for their drinks there.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, I'm boring. I get the Americano, just like a cup of coffee with a little extra.
Yeah, yep.
So in it. And which, by the way, like when I was in Europe, that basically an Americano is just like their version of American coffee, but they don't do drip coffee, so they do espresso with water in it, and that's what they give you. So
yeah.
I thought that was interesting over there. I like them. So my next one is actually an election play, because they market themselves as being such right wingers, is BRCC.
Oh, interesting.
I'm back for that. And I don't know how much that will play out, but the out of the money flow on it just made me think that might be the deal. Run a Trump special or something. But all right, so BRCC is has a lot of interesting flow to 11 in leaps on it. Those are like April leaps, and 7.5C, 8C shorter term I just see a kind of a recovery there, and they have earnings coming up too, which they might be held to a little bit of a different standard than Bros as far as earnings go. So November 10th pre-market, um, decent squeeze candidate to me.
Yeah, I have 745, 750, and then the 9 is huge. I do see the 11, so that does make sense. That's like your last high coming out of the last ER. I think this is a gamble on this side of the report. But on the once you get the clarity of the report, that range is undeniable. So I like it, and I like that you brought up the political side of it too. That should be definitely should be mentioned. This hasn't really found a bottom yet. Um, yeah, so kind of suggesting entry is kind of hard, but I think once you get around the report, you could see the trend change on this a little bit.
Yeah, they're in part of it just maybe the part of the country where I live, but they're really popular here in Oklahoma for this whole just kind of theme. You know, people love them.
Yeah, they're on the end cap at Fred Meyer out here. I haven't seen a store, but they're definitely presence in retail this way. Um,
Yeah, and it's all like guns and hunting and patriotism and
yeah, which is for how left we are out here. We still have a large population of that kind of people. So
yeah,
I haven't had it yet though. I need to buy some. We have that in that and Death Wish kind of like seem like they're battling for market share. I don't know if you ever heard of that coffee.
Yeah, it's strong, and that's kind of what they go for.
Is that what it is?
Alpha male coffee kind of.
Oh god.
Yeah.
I drink Pete's like 90% of the time. I like Pete's. Yeah. It's pretty basic.
All right, so next up for me is this one's kind of bottomed out, and I just the flow is just clear as day every time this happens. Is Gevo
in this market? There's bottomed out charts. What?
Yeah.
Kidding me. On the list,
I see a run to $3 in Gevo. Looks like a couple dojis on the daily. Some indecision maybe, but yeah, the flow pictures to 3, floors 2.
I think I talked entirely too much. I talked entirely too much about this stock. These guys have so much in their pipeline with big names on this biodiesel fuel for jet planes. Yeah, they're not. The thing is right now the market says you need to be profitable right now, and they're just not because they're not selling these deals yet. But 2026 through 2030, the business they're doing now is gonna like 17x. It's just ridiculous the amount of fuel.
It's gonna end up like it's like an $8 to $12 stock to me.
I agree. It's just the way the market's pricing things right now. You have to make money, and they're not at all. 237 to 310 is my 2 lines, P. I've had those for quite some time. I'm fine with people accumulating this at $2, to be honest.
Yeah, it's this is one of the few long-term small caps that I'm interested in. This and DNA are two that I'm fine with trading it. I'm also fine with owning some shares at an average around $2.
Yeah.
And all right, and then next one actually was already on our list. So Lemonade, we'll talk about that when we get to the hot list. I got 2 left. They're both energy. I gotta throw Oxy on there.
Okay.
Even though
I don't care.
It's yeah.
Are you kidding me?
So basically, Oxy is, at a level. It's at a kind of day trade level. It's up here at 73. Sort of look for it to check back down to around 70, like 69.56 is my line. But that would require oil to open the week down for it to do that. What I actually am looking for here is a break of 75 and a move into the 80s is where I see Oxy going.
Yeah, oil's gonna run. I don't share like as soon as I have an idea, I don't like to share it because I have a lot of crazy ideas. But I'm pretty I'm pretty much convinced now and willing to say that the politicians at hand with both natural gas and oil did everything they could to get prices down before the elections, including pretty much ravishing our strategic oil preserve. And now that we're going to get around elections, that's not important anymore. So those are going to go right back up. That's just
Well,
how,
right.
that's what I
Yes.
see.
And with Oxy in particular, okay, map this onto oil prices. When oil was over $110, Oxy was $75. It dipped with oil on a small move from 80 to 90. Oxy came right back up here. So what the hell is going to happen when oil goes over $100 again?
Well, what's
Which is kind of where I see it going.
this
It's going to
chart?
bust. It's going to bust through and just melt up like crazy, like it did last time. So into just new territory. That's my thesis on it. Doesn't mean it's going to happen, but that's the most likely setup in the flow right now.
This chart should continue to go up just because we know there's a billionaire buying shares and not selling them.
He
So
owns 20% of it now. Yeah.
yeah, so he's like not selling his shares back on the market. Most people would have took the profit off that trade already. A 50% trade. He wants to own the company, so that's going to create liquidity because someone's accumulating shares, um, and
Yeah,
then and then you have the product going up, like Fresh was talking about. So
and by the way, with Continental CLR, that's a local company here. He's going private, buying all the shares back at like $75. He's not doing that with a plan for it to drop to 50.
yeah,
Um,
yeah,
it's gonna go to 90. Basically like in a privately owned. So so there's that, and then um, what I see with Zom, I don't trade Exxon as much, but Exxon's up at all time highs again.
yeah.
It's going to likely keep going. So yeah, so I'm really bullish on oil. By now, you should have your stocks you look at for that, and then my last one is SD.
Sweet.
Um, if oil does what I think it's going to do, it's going to go to 24 to 28.
This is
That's what
already
the flow
trending
says.
too. Yeah.
Yeah, leaps to 30. So it's just going to bust through those recent highs, and it has the most um, distance between where it's at right now and those recent highs. That it made this 12% move. That's going to be kind of normal for it if we
It's
get in a
it
hot
still
oil
has
market.
50% left at 30.
Yeah,
So if you break this 20, yeah, this was on the list. Just on the trend, this has had three straight really good weeks, and the last 3 weeks have not been great in the market with news wise. It's kind of been sideways, and this has been up the last 3 weeks. And we just cleared ER, so love it.
yeah, and they're an oil company that came out of a bankruptcy, restructured, and just has been just straight up since then. I also like MRO. I didn't put it on the hot list, but MRO is another one that's a good share options combo as a mid cap.
I think you said it best. In energy, at this point in time, you kind of know what you trade. You really
Yeah,
should. I mean, it was the first thing we ever did, and that was. I mean, we're not to a year yet, but we're getting close. And like by now, you should have. I think you should have your oil and your crypto play by now. I mean, you really should, because we cover those regularly.
yeah, and if whenever you're in a sector, I have my my mega cap I like, which is Oxy. I have my mid caps, the MRO, small caps SD, and then Rig's a different animal. It's not
Yeah,
it's not a pure oil play, but Rig is so good too.
yeah.
And then I'll dabble a bit in VTNR and a few others, but yeah, you just kind of keep it simple.
Yep.
Dino is one too that you want to keep an eye on in this environment. Um, so yeah, Dino could go to like $70-$80 from here.
Bro, if you got money, you can trade BP too.
Yeah, yeah.
You gotta have some money though.
Right, right.
Sorry. Um, Perfect. Is that it? That's all you got? Good
Yeah,
list.
that's my new stuff. Yep.
That's a great
Yeah,
list right there.
because so much of our current stuff is still good that I didn't want to
Yeah.
flood us too much.
Yeah, no, I'm with you on that. Let's hop into mine real quick,
Yeah.
especially since you watched it. Um, and I'm assuming, I mean, you picked one, two, three, four, five, six. I got seven of these are on my list, so um, I like seeing that as well. I mean, the work there is kind of crossed over. Um,
Yeah.
so going through these, I'm more curious why they didn't make your list. Because again, as I state in my video, mine are purely just looking at charts, no news, no nothing like that. I try not to be biased. It's just the way the chart is. Um, so like Airbnb would be the first one. Um, I hate the sector to be honest with you. They do kind of fit that experience spot, but dropping right to the 91 piqued my interest a little bit.
Um, yeah. So I would not short it down here. 1118 90p is 50-50 bullish bearish right now.
Okay,
So if that had been
the
a
other way.
really bullish contract,
Yeah.
I would probably be in on it. So a lot of risk shorting it down here. I think it might sort of bounce around, break below briefly, but just gonna wait a bit
I
on it.
like it. I like it. And then CCJ, that's your play in general. Um, what did I like here? Yeah, we're just at the bottom of that channel at 22. I have 22 to 26. Little bit of a trend on the weekly with the pullback. Do have a dividend coming up.
So here it's that the calls are a little more bearish than I like. 24C 1111 is 65% bearish. So I need that particular contract to flip bullish before I'm interested.
These are uranium
Um,
too, right? Is this uranium?
it is, yeah. It's
Okay.
the kind of the market leader in uranium.
Okay. Okay. And then Chewy. I didn't expect positive on Chewy. I think this is kind of failing. I think we're gonna fall below 32. Um, but it is in that channel again. I just I
Yeah,
can't figure out
so
if people are gonna keep buying dog toys or not.
yeah, so yeah, Chewy just is a little bit indecisive in the flow, and usually like when I get bullish on it, there's some clarity.
Okay,
So
better
it, um,
better there then.
when we get closer to 30, I'm gonna be looking at what it does in the flow.
Okay, okay. Have you looked at COM? That COMM? I'm pretty sure I got that from you.
Yeah, I kind of like I basically missed it and didn't want to chase it, but let me see.
And it dropped.
What?
Well, we had whenever I don't know when we charted this, but it seems like a while ago. And we had like 7 to 9 channel. It broke out of that and was trending up. It was flipping 13 or 14, and then dropped all the way back to 9 Thursday, Friday. Which the only reason it caught my eye is because it dropped to our level, like right to our level.
Right, right now the flow looks like they're trying to trap dip buyers
Okay,
because 10 and 11C are 90% bullet or bearish. So I need to see, and 9P is 56% for 1118. 9P is 56% bearish. I would want to see that be a floor before I would give it a try.
okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna wait for the bottom of the channel and see if we do get all the way to 7. I mean, if not,
Yeah, right. There's no there isn't like overwhelming bearish flow to 7, but if it if it fails at 9, it's going to start to head that way, and
yeah,
then I
yeah,
think it's good.
yeah. I mean, we don't have to trade every stock, but if it's gonna set up for us, um,
Yeah, yeah, exactly.
um yeah, I think we're a week early here, so I'm gonna notation just watch for that lower channel. That'd be even better setup. Dow. I think this was trending a little bit back into the. I have 47 to 54. We kind of popped into that channel on Friday. One of the better dividend stocks.
It's it didn't make the hot list, but it's going to be in my
Notes.
notes
Love it.
with um a contract idea for like 55C for January.
Love it. Stick with
Yeah.
that. GoGo. I actually looked into these guys this weekend. They're like private planes. Like you rent private planes. So they kind of fit the experience. We had 15 to 15, 20, 17, 50. It's kind of
This is on the hot
reclaiming
list
that.
already, right?
I don't
Isn't
know.
it already on the
I
list?
don't think so. Hold on, let me alphabetize here. It is. God damn it, John. All right. Do you still like it?
So yeah, I still like it. Still like it. 20 bucks.
I tell you, there's no bias. Boom, boom. Oh, dang it. Usually I remember them all though. Where are you with Monster? I was late. I kind of feel bad about that because it had moved way too much before I said something. Um, but I think we're breaking.
Yeah,
we're breaking, man.
It's in my notes on the 100 break, probably going to 120. So like leaps on it. So I think we can put it on. Yeah, I'm good.
Let's put it on there. Yeah, no, I think this is about to rock. I didn't like it the first two times, but I do like it here. There's something about the third test that make me feel better.
I love that it's been better than Amazon like, over a long period. That's just hilarious to me. That
funny.
Monster Energy. Yeah. Our 7-Eleven theme. Buy to 7-Eleven.
Yeah, that's a great advice. Next. I don't know. Do you have flow on this one? No, don't check. Don't even. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. No, don't even look. It's 2 to 5. I'm just. Oh, yeah. I need to note that.
Yeah.
All right. OEC. I know I got this from you.
Oh yeah, the carbon. Let me see.
The crushed earnings completed the channel on Friday. We have 1527 to 1753. There was no way you catch that move, but we're here now, so would like to see 18s or 20s.
So yeah, this is going to be in my basic materials notes. 111820C is strong. So yeah, let's get it back on there.
Okay. I lucked out in that one, to be honest with you. Portillo's. That probably don't come up on your end a lot, huh?
This no, just not a lot of volume, but
I'll keep it.
11182025C is pretty good.
Yeah.
And
I'll keep it in notes. I've had it in notes. So
honestly, it kind of it's a different sector, but it reminds me of Chegg a little bit. Just as the way the flow works on it, where they're like,
yeah,
okay, they're gonna take a stab at 30 in the late winter, early spring. So yeah, definitely one to watch.
Yeah, well, and it's in that the restaurants that are gonna do good no matter the environment right now, and then when we come out of the environment, they should really flourish, in my opinion.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll keep it in notes. Since we have the other two on there already. I appreciate the flow read there. Six Flags.
Earnings this week, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Yeah. We're right on 21. It's the only line I have on the chart. Last low is 17.5. Really could go.
Oh, man. Wow. I haven't looked at this since, like, we had a good win on it, but...
I posted that in the chat. That's what you got me for. You just tell the tickers that you want to watch, and I'll keep an eye on them. When they come to a level, I'll let you know.
Right.
I look through 350 of these every flipping week. I think people went to the water parks in Q3. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
Yeah, because they own a lot all over the country too.
Everywhere. They own the Rinky Dink water park by my place. Well, they didn't own it. They bought them.
Flow's nothing special on it right now.
Okay.
So yeah.
Yeah, just on a line. Tilray. I ain't married to these things. We play them whenever. 356.
350 is a good floor.
Yeah,
That's
Mad
like the best thing I could say on it as far as flow goes.
six.
Should
Six.
see some leaps out to 5.
That weekly is stupid, man. The weekly is dumb. Seems like when we break that 420 range, it's really going to just go to 5.
Yeah. Gonna be in my notes.
Okay.
I don't know if like
Yep.
I'm ACB is a better hot list one, but yeah.
Got you. That works for me. I think you have CGC on the hot list still too. So if not, it's in notes. SoFi.
Yeah, SoFi kind of dominates the mid cap flow in financials, and like we were talking about how these kind of the banks that are try to be disruptive, like a lot of them are going to get bought up or whatever. SoFi is an exception. I think SoFi is going to be its own, survive on its own, and
that 3% for savings accounts they just dropped was huge news. People don't know about that, especially in this market.
And this is one where every time it goes under 5, in my notes I say like this is stupid down here. It's
Yep.
I would just buy it under 5. So I'm still kind of there. I don't know that we would need a big market negative catalyst to send it back under 5. I think so. I think 5 is going to hold up.
So does this run this week because of the news? Like because
the flow for this week goes to 550, which isn't like a huge.
It's not enough, yeah.
Run. The 6C is bearish for this week.
All right, nope.
6C gets bullish, in December. So I would swing this. I don't think we're going to get some dramatic move on it.
Let's keep it in notes then.
Okay.
CCL. Another trend. We had 8-9 channel. Actually, I called it at 7. It reclaimed. Went all the way to 9. We're throttling 9 right now.
So 11, 18, 950 looks good. And don't have much to 10. I do have January 1250 C has some good buyers. That's kind of promising. I don't have enough in between there though.
Okay.
Weirdly. So
let's keep an eye on it.
Yeah.
No, we got if it's not A+, I'd just like to know where stuff's at. What about this Rocket Lab? Artemis was rolling out Friday. I don't know how long it takes to get to the launch pad, but they're going to try that again.
Yeah, it's funny. I've been in Virgin Galactic for a while, and it's been green, but not as good as this one.
We had 410 to 477 a few weeks ago. I don't know if it was hot list or just in my notes. When we completed that channel, I stepped away. We're kind of we're turning 475, whatever you want to call it, that area from support to resistance. That's why I'm asking if you have something above.
11, 18, 6C, 12, 16, 6C are pretty strong. So there's some definite potential for a move to 6 here.
Good enough for hot list, or keep it in notes?
Let's hot list it. I like to have some space exposure here.
Yeah, I think you can't go wrong with that right now. Those are so beat down. And the last 3 are just inside bar weeklies. They were kind of a part of a little bit of like how to search. I didn't do a great job this week on that side, but BNGO came up. You can see right here this inside bar on the weekly. That's what I searched for. Trend's really good on this. You nailed it the first time from 2 to 270. Kind of feels like we just are making a higher low for another run. Just had the ER.
So yeah, my reason for letting go of BNGO is kind of silly, but so I got bagged on this for about $350 when I was first starting. Ooh. And I made $375 on it.
You CBRP like, BP'd it?
And I'm like, I'm done. My bag is gone. My conscience is clear. But let me see what's currently happening with this.
God darn revenge trader.
Yeah. And yeah, so let's see. 1118 3C does actually look promising, and that's a $6 contract. So that's significant volume for something that cheap. That's kind of interesting. And then yeah, the leaps to 3 and 350 are still around. Not much bearish happening here. A little bit of attempt at 1118 2P is a slightly bearish contract, but I could see that flipping bullish this week too. Sort of like the share side more on this, but yeah, could check back at that recent high. If it clears 250, it's probably going to 350.
Your call. I'll note it if you don't like it.
No, let's add it.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'll take credit for your play if you don't want it.
Yeah.
I'm just playing. CS, it's kind of the same thing. Just inside bar on the weekly. Really holding $4 level here.
Yeah, I just don't have enough flow to
perfect
have conviction on that.
I like that if it does come in, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
And this is more for the LOL. The only reason I added this one, this company just always makes me laugh. The WeWork, WE.
Oh yeah, yeah. Let's see.
I think it's going to 0.
Yeah.
But it's inside bar on the weekly, so I just...
yeah, top end on is $3. Probably gonna fall below 2 on earnings.
It's probably going to 0.
Yeah.
All right, perfect. And that's what I had. Yeah, we'll talk about these outside of.
Is WeWork the one that had that really corny CEO?
That's him. Yeah, that's him. They were like one of the biggest tech IPO flops ever.
Yeah. Oh wow, it's funny.
And then someone else bought the company, and they kind of still do the shared space stuff, but I'm not exactly sure what they did.
I was kind of before we get into the other list, I was hoping I'd be able to play Carvana this week, but the attempt at a squeeze was just too crowded because I caught it the last time. Just one of my best calls ever, but everybody for a repeat of that. I think it's probably dead. I think it's probably going to $5.
Strap Boy's the new Zach Morris. If he's on it, don't play it.
Yeah.
I'm not even playing about that. Yeah, that chart's horrible. Even if it comes back.
Everybody was trying to calls it open on Friday, because they're like, oh, the short interest, but the shorts are, just have a reason to stay in that.
Yeah, no, you nailed it earlier. The auto people in general and everything it touches, that's the purchase or things that aren't going to be happening, and that's what these guys are. They basically just bring you a car when you want.
Yeah, they're right. They have auto lots, and they're also a subprime lender. Yeah. Just a bad situation.
Bad setup for that right now.
Yeah.
All right, let's hop into the hot list.
Yep.
I to be honest, I read so many ER reports I didn't go through these, so lean on you a little bit here. Outside of levels, AAL. We're on the upper part.
Yeah, I want to keep airlines. Okay. Still good to 16. And we'll see from there.
HA almost made my list. It was
close.
Yeah. It was close. And I didn't do it. So if it makes your notes, let me know.
Yeah, and Azul's my other one, small cap one. Okay. I like.
Okay. AG. Just been
we're still good. Yeah. A lot of people bragging about their entry at 8. I gave us AG at 6. Just saying, but silver could be good, and I mean the $14 is not even crazy. That's just a gap fill, and the flow goes there. So, still like silver is my favorite one.
Yeah, I think it was Moon. He's in our room. He was asking about something, and I was like, just play the one on the hot list. It's so much better. Like if you're in metals and materials, don't look for anything new. Just play the ones on the hot list.
Yeah.
Oh, BNGO still on the hot list. Wait, wrong one. Sorry, dumbass. A array.
Um. Yeah. So semiconductors, I do like them. This is one's a little more obscure than the big ones. Let me see if make sure the flow setup is intact.
We tapped 16, kind of pulling back to that level. Um,
Um, 15p still bullish. Yeah, I don't know. I think we might. This might be boring for a bit, and
okay,
it's not one that I want to play as a boring kind of.
ASTS.
Yeah. Let's see.
It's good on my end at six. We're at close to the bottom of channel 620 to 8.
Yeah,
Perfect.
I got 7C, 8C on it.
Yeah, perfect test on Thursday, Friday. This is the one you wanted to dip by. Keeper. I'm a
Yeah,
keeper.
keep it.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
BTU.
Uh, yes, stubbornness pays.
Uh,
um, still, yeah, still see 30 plus on this, so I'm keeping it.
full disclosure, I have some of this right now.
Yeah,
Uh, the,
cold is
I
still
just
good.
I just played the retrace. It wasn't hard. It was really easy to play this retrace, and then I just kept it. I probably should have sold it, but oh well. I think they're going. I think it's going to push up to the 30 test, and then either show the strength to the 32 or fail back down. So
Yeah,
27 is kind of no man's land. CCJ, we already talked about that.
yeah,
So Cenex,
yes. Aluminum's
well,
it's looking strong. So basically, you take metal futures and copper is at 368 right now. And I said forever, I said break through 350 with momentum,
minimum. Yep.
and we're likely to continue. So yes, that's where I am. Those futures might check back down to 350, but I think that line will finally hold. That's my current read on it.
Yeah, and this got range 10 to 12 from here. I like this. That's these are my wheelhouses. Well, 6, 7, and 8s that have range to 10, 11, and 12. Klein,
Yes. So if so, the 750 test is what I'm looking to have happen.
let's
It could
go.
go to $8 from there.
Let's go. Another if we get that's another one of these casual 50 percenters I found. I gave this off a 5. And then we confirmed 624 here, going to 750. Beautiful trade. Coin.
Yeah. So 5677 is looking to be very strong level on this. Earnings were not good, and so there could be a downside trade here. If that 5677 breaks, it could head down to $50. Doesn't seem that likely to me. I'm looking for this to retest some of those lines I have: 6194, 6385. Basically, like it's the stock I'm most specific on with levels and just keeps paying. So I'm gonna keep it.
Where's your 5386?
I don't have one there. I've got one
Yeah.
down at 5086.
Put a big old pink line there and write Unk's line.
Nice. What's
and
one more line?
and 7643 is my top.
Nice. Yeah.
I got alerted on my level on the ER dip. Actually bought shares in the morning and pretty much sold them for what I bought them for.
Yeah.
Cool. Make sure I get it on there. And then Cody.
Let's see.
I had a lot of washy, couple dollar negative, couple dollar positive trades last week. Like A lot.
Cody, I'm gonna go ahead and take it off. Just I don't have
Yep.
the run to 7 was nice, but I don't have much over 7 right
Perfect. Disney.
now. So
Back to 92, right?
I if it checks back down to our level, it's a no brainer. Um, Kind of no man's land. That
Yeah.
I don't like to buy it just under 100. I want it a little lower than that.
Yeah. You're like a 94 guy, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm a 92 guy. I'm with it. Let's just kill it for now. We'll be back if it offers. DraftKings.
Did you read the report?
Yeah, of course.
Um,
Why wouldn't I read the report? Of course I read the report.
Fell further than I
Yeah,
anticipated.
it's stupid. It's dumb.
I I mean, we might want to wait a couple days, but this is going to be good again.
Yeah, that's where I'm at. I mean, it's a Wednesday. This is like a Wednesday trade.
Yeah. So I want to keep it. Yeah, we'll
Okay.
keep it.
Okay. Yeah, ain't nothing changed here for me. It's just a different. So I do want to say we successfully traded it from 1280 or below 13. I just know 1280 because that was my entry. To the 1750 target right here. See, it hit it. We,
Yeah.
we have to come up with a new plan now. It's not the same plan. It's nothing like that. And right now, we're still in the huddle. We need to see what happens next day or two to come up with that thesis. So be on the lookout for an updated thesis on this play because there's definitely going to be a play here, in my opinion.
Exactly.
Perfect. Um, DNA.
Yeah. I would keep this. It's actually in a good zone to add in the 240s.
Yep.
And they'll just go back to 3 again.
Yeah, I didn't update my weekly bar chart, but you can do that again this week. This is a great stock for the just trace the weekly bar. It's actually just gonna have a lower top, same bottom. Good stuff though. And Professor's 100% right. 40s, low 40s, high 30s is where you add. Docu.
Trouble. Gonna die.
Okay, so we can get rid of it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Dole.
Um.
Slow. Just slow.
Yeah. Slow. Really nice trajectory to 950.
Oh, we're keeping that. You don't got a choice. Yeah, and it's in this pound the table on the 3 sectors: experience, food, and energy. And I'm pretty sure these guys do pineapples.
Yeah.
FTCH. Kind of living in a channel now.
It is. I think I just don't have. If I had 10s to 12s,
yes,
I would want it. I don't right now, but probably will.
Let's take the dub. Yeah, take the dub. Fubo.
I will say this: if this falls back under 8, just like 7, I'll put it back on just for that alone because that's a strong floor.
I'm 7 to 650 is where you add. 100%. Yeah. Good stuff. Good. Fubo.
Yeah, I'll keep in Fubo. Still, I think ads under 350 will be good. And
I want to go on record that this looks like it's dying.
I'm gonna give it one more week and be stubborn.
No, I'm adding when it does. Don't get me wrong. I'm adding when it does. I think the people like the fanboys, the ones that were early, really want that 1,000,000 subscriber mark, and they're still only at like 350. I think that's like the huge catalyst for them.
Yeah.
I don't know why, but having 1,000,000 subscribers is going to be a huge one, and it's just taking them longer to get there than it should. Hopefully,
I brought them one closer. I am a subscriber.
They're not cheap though, aren't they? Like $80 a month.
Yeah, but I was paying like $250 for cable, so
sure. So, well, they're just one of the first streamers with the real bill, right? Most of the streamers are $10-15.
Yeah, right. And I will say, like, their service. Okay, so I like sports, and they're just like the least complicated.
Yes.
To get sports.
Yes.
Just like maximize the sports without having 5 different apps for it.
Yeah.
So
So
that's
so they're not having a million subscribers, not having the sports betting. You just kind of have like the early people walking away. But my lower level is like 280. It's not far away.
yeah,
But I do see us kind of going maybe checking back to the $3 psych here in the next week or two. Um, yeah, just want to just be mindful of it. It's not a rocket ship at this point in time, in my opinion.
yeah.
Fiverr.
So Fiverr has earnings this week, and there's two plays out of earnings. Either it's going to beat and go crazy like it tends to do, but when it does that, it's a good short because it doesn't last. Or it's going to just crater. This could fall to $22 this week, and I don't have a clear direction on which one's going to happen.
Notes. Notes. Notes sound good.
Yeah, notes for sure. Yeah.
Okay. Go go. We kept.
Yep.
GPRE killed
Kind of
the
nailed it.
killed the channel. Yeah, kind of nailed it. Killed the channel coming out of ER. Is there more than this? 35, 37?
Potentially, but I'm just going to take the win for now.
Love it.
Yeah.
That one was so good, Professor. I put it in notes last week. I put it in my notes. It just has had it had you could show the resistance coming off that 26 level. It's perfect. Hut.
Yeah, you definitely want to keep that. Crypto is going to be active. 250 break. This could go crazy. Back to 350.
Yeah. We tried to check back into the channel, and the $2 was so flipping strong here. This one's giving 10% regularly without anything. If you like 10%, Hutch your crypto stock. Kodak.
Just slow, but actually a little faster than normal. So yeah, I like it. Earnings on the eighth. I wouldn't want to be in it during earnings, but could actually propel it a little more.
This is the area where I expect it to be slow in mid fives. If you look at the chart, that's where the most volume is in the last 6 months.
Yeah.
Yeah, just another great catch by Professor and I, in my opinion. Lack.
Yeah, lithium looks strong. Probably going to get back into that 28 to 32 range.
I'm not saying no to metals right now. Lemonade. Did we already put this on here?
Yeah, I saw. Yeah, this is one I said I felt like it's almost ready. Earnings could be kind of dicey on it. Could send it if earnings send it back to the 17s, all over it.
Yeah, full position.
Yeah, but so I can't really play this early in the week. It's too much uncertainty.
Yeah, there's a few of them that are definitely just Wednesdays. You're waiting until Wednesday.
Yeah.
And in that regard, those plays are the ones you're hoping we have a bad week the first part of the week. So Wednesday when you're going to play them, they are beat down.
Yep.
Sands, LVS.
Still looks pretty strong to me. 42, 45.
Keep it then. I think they fit the bill for what we're talking about right now. Lyft.
Earnings on the 7th.
Monday after hours.
Yeah, could actually be pretty good. So the flows, it does have 18 to 20 flow again. One of my favorite tech mid caps. I'm going to keep it because I want to update what I'm going to do with it.
Okay.
On that hot list page.
It's real day tradable. It really is. You can trend trade this, in my opinion.
Yeah.
M.
Kind of no man's land on M.
Yeah.
If 2080 had held, then it likely have more upside. Going to be back for this one in their earnings week, which is the 17th. So off for now, and then we'll be back.
Perfect. Mara, back at 10. I think we're no brainer here.
I can't take a crypto stock off the hot list.
Yeah, especially not this one off 10.
I was trying to put 40-cent one on there. So
You were.
yeah.
God, I should go through that. Before we get off, I'm going to go through my list real quick just for you. Um, 10's the level here. 10 is so key. Last time it dropped below 10, it was just for like a day. And you can go timestamp in chat. I said Maro below 10. And then like 30 minutes later, I said Maro's not below 10 anymore. That's when you want to buy it. Those down here. It has range to 15. 17 would be the next level up. Anything lower than 15, I'd call it all lower high, and that's where I would definitely take my profits.
Yep.
MGM.
Yeah. Theme.
Yep.
Is good. Yeah.
With you. 35 key level for me. Shout out to Professor MLCO.
What a monster move.
It was. It was.
I took a win with half and just kept some, and it's just kept going. It might check back down a bit, but I think uptrend's going to stay intact. It's got momentum to 8.
8. Yep.
So
that's why it's on the list, because see how we finish our sentences.
Yeah.
Nat.
Yeah. So it's
350's top.
And that's one of those like normally like on a daily RSI at 70, I'm like, nah. But I think that it's gonna keep going. So,
okay. Right.
Yes, I would keep Nat.
Continuation.
Yeah.
Net. Dead or.
Yeah, likely gonna fall into like the mid 30s before this settles out.
Perfect. Neo. Another good one.
Yeah, this one was like so. The flow was like so obvious to me, and it just required a little bit of patience. And then who knew the China Friday stuff was going to come back? Now, the news came out that they're not going to reopen China.
Yeah.
Not surprising at all. This could definitely fall back down. I don't think we need it on the hot list. I think. Okay. Notes would be good enough. If we see the China setup again, we'll be back for it.
First of all, great call. You nailed the bottom on that. And you do not know how happy it makes me that you guys like understand China Friday. Like,
yeah.
Like it's just because how stupid and simple some things are, and that's really what I try to get across. I mean, the more we do this, I don't want anything to ever be complicated. I want people to think this is easy, and or to create a way that it is easy for them. And China Friday, when we first started doing that, and like when you seen it, was amazing. But now like Goose was calling it, and that was just to me was like just warms my heart a little bit, and like.
Yeah, and I mean, if you want to play Chinese stuff, I don't know why anyone would say like, "Oh, I'm long-term Baba. I'm just going to keep buying shares of Baba." I mean, when you can just day trade them, and you out, and there's no stress. Let it Hang Seng drop 3% every day because it's going to get that day where it comes back, and you just hit it then.
Yeah, it's just it was a good just made me happy Friday hearing that.
Yeah.
Open.
I'm so done with Open.
So this was a loss, but Professor legit said, like, what are you going to lose? And it was basically the worst you probably could have done here was 10% loss.
Yeah.
But that's, again, kind of our style, our setup is we minimize the risk, maximize the advantage. If this thing would have ran, it would have ran 50%.
Yeah.
The news just wasn't there. If you read the report, you seen it. It was trash.
Yeah.
Par.
Yeah, Par. It's probably going to continue with the oil, but there just isn't as much. The upside's a little more uncertain, so not enough here for me. We have better ones.
Respected 22.7 well, but yeah, I see exactly what you say. I don't see a lot there on the upside. Piton. What do you got?
Oh, let me see here. So yeah, I mean the recovery after the earnings miss was really remarkable. Roku did kind of the same thing on it. Um, I think we probably check back down to some of our levels.
Sevens, yeah,
So
yeah.
this is not a continuation play to me, but really we have a really reliable range on it. So late week hot list.
You want to keep it or kill it for a week? I'm fine with taking it off for a week.
Yeah, we'll take it off for a week. If it does happen to check back to our levels during the week, we know what to do.
Yes, 100%. You'll hear me screaming about it because I'll be trading it. Rig.
Yeah, might check back to 4, but I see this going to 5.
Great call off
So,
350. Great call off 350. Run. Damn, we were good last. For how bad last week was, we were real good.
Yeah. This you could have just bought the whole list and did fine.
You would have done okay. Yeah.
Yeah. 50-50 on the contracts on run, so I'm just gonna take the win.
Take the dub. Saber.
Yeah. Saber. Actually, I did win on this, and I'm out, and it's probably dead now.
Cool. Space. P said this was a $5 stock, like 175 times.
Yeah, I'm gonna keep it. I like it.
I like the sector.
It survived earnings. That was huge. Could have died on that, but now that it's through that, I think it can recover a bit.
Getting tight here on SWN. Still trending up though.
Probably gonna break out. Clear 7 and it's going to 8.
Yeah, I love it. I love this stock. Tell. Finally.
Yeah. Big time momentum to $4 on Tell.
Let's go. Yeah, we are so early on all these. Let's go. Tiger uppercut. Sorry.
Nailed it.
Yes, you did.
I'm gonna take it off because I think China's could dip back down. But yeah, I mean, you just sort of be strategic about your ADRs. Which ones you want, and nailed it with Neo and Tiger. So
Tiger and Tell are it for me. TAL are the two I like. Yeah, just find one or two you like. LGHL a little bit too, but I like Tiger and Tell, and you just need a couple because they all kind of move together.
Yeah.
The worse the name, the better, in my opinion, too.
Yes.
Tupperware. Yeah. I wanted to mention these guys and who was the other one? There was another one. Now I can't remember. But they basically said like, don't buy our stock right now. Like we can't do nothing for you. Like they legit said to not buy stock in the company. Like we're going out of business. I'm sorry. Just don't. We're. Oh no, they said they were going out of business. Funko, the Funko CEO said, "Don't buy our stock. We have nothing to offer shareholders right now." Because they're just bitter with they're literally bitter with the way things are going in the financial markets. It has nothing to do with the companies.
Funko, oh my
God. The CEO straight said, "Do not buy our stock. We have nothing to offer shareholders." That's a quote.
Why didn't I auto put on that?
That was a quote. Funko is not going. It's Funko and AFRM are in my notes, but we can. I mean, we only have 4 left, so we can talk about these 2 right now. But those they're just bitter. They're bitter. Funko for me is not going anywhere. Tupperware, the name would be bought 100%. But Funko has so many licenses and a very specific cult following on a toy. They're not going anywhere, in my opinion. Outside of someone buying them. But you have both of these companies basically pouting. And one of the oil companies did it too, where he said it's basically a Saturday Night Live skit, what's going on in the financial markets. And I'm just assuming these guys borrow a lot of money to the way they do business. So they're getting taxed every time an interest rate goes up, and it's taking their profits out. That coupled with people not buying toys or Tupperware, right? kind of killing them right now.
So if they have monthly options, 11, 18,
Oh, P, you're really choppy.
okay, sorry.
There you go. There you go.
Fun.
There you go.
All right, so they have monthly options: 11, 18, 12.5p, $10 to $450.
Jesus.
Yeah. Wow.
Yeah. No, I was shocked when I seen that chart. I was like, why is it? What the hell? Because they just like moved, they just consolidated all their warehouses from because
Mhm.
they're from my area. Like they were spread out and they moved everything down to Arizona all in one location. The only thing that's left up here now is their headquarters because it's kind of like a tourist attraction.
Yeah.
Um, that doesn't sound like they're going to go out of business. Um,
Right.
and then Tupperware too. I like Funko better than Tupperware if we're talking the two. Um, but for me, yeah, yeah, definitely keep them on your radar because I think you'll see whales in those on your end before I will on my end.
Yeah.
Um, you.
Yeah. So yeah, overall, I like the trajectory on uranium. You could play this back to 750 pretty easily.
Like it. I would keep it. If it's metal or materials right now, or I'm on it. VUR or VERU. Sorry.
Um, yeah, done with that one. Bio
Yep.
could
Yep.
could bounce, but yeah.
VTNR finally completed back to the 883 that I was looking for. It did take 3 weeks, but we are here. This has been on my hot list as well,
So
or my
this
notes.
this is kind of a big target range, but anywhere from $10 to $14 is where this is going to go, I
Ooh,
think.
really? Okay, so I have my top line is 15. 883 is the bottom of the channel here. So you think we'll continue?
Yes,
At least the
and
let's keep it then.
yeah,
If we don't show trouble here at 883, um, definitely get in before 10. If not, this kind of would be the ad area. Perfect. And that's it for those ones. Um, the Tupperware and the Funko were my two talking shop plays, and we kind of just did that. And then kind of an outlook because I've been calling not necessarily calling the home runs, but calling the strikeouts. And I got a firm next up at the plate with an 0-2 count right now.
yeah. So a firm on earnings. I've got some crazy downside targets in
Yeah,
this.
and yeah, that's
Um,
exactly. I can read the down. I might not be able to play it, but I can read it.
I This could fall 10 to $12.
10,
Like
two $10 to $12 or
two,
$10 to $12.
two $10 to $12.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay. Yeah, no, that's kind of what I thought. 10 psych.
Yeah.
Um, the thing about it is this is a recent IPO. Like it's a 2-year-old stock. There's nothing down there, so the bottom can be quite traumatic. Like there is no 10. There was never shares at 10. So there's not like you're not stop loss rating on the way down here.
The buy now, pay later. The problem is that I think people might not pay later.
That's the problem with it, huh?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So they're just um, it's a price model for a failing economy where people are just defaults, bankrupts, whatever.
Yeah. It's good for that 1920 economy, but it's not good for this 22-23 economy.
Yeah.
I'm with you on that. Um, yeah, so I see this as the downside play of the week. I'm sure the IV's already pumped on it on your side, though. Um,
Yeah. Let me give you some IV examples. Yeah, it's over 200% on the implied volatility, which I mean, just as a comparison, Carvana was 500 to 700% IV. So it's high, but
crazy.
not insane. Yeah, if you go a little bit further out, if you were to play like 1125 on a firm, the IV is 150%. That's much better. So cost you more, but more reasonable.
You play downside here or no?
I probably will. Yeah.
Okay, just curious. Interesting. Um, and the last one I had who has ER this week, I just wanted to kind of get because you said the SaaS stocks, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like Datadog and CrowdStrike go into that mix, correct? Are they considered that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah.
What about PLTR?
Yeah. So this I think it looks bad. So I think that it's going to fall below $7.
Yeah. Well, because with them, they have a lot of government contracts. They have a lot of like foreign government contracts, but they do not make money, and they're in that space that you're talking about. So that's why I kind of seen them as somebody that probably has a lot of downside left, but in the long term would still be around, and that's what piques my
Yes.
interest.
So failure at $9 was a bad sign for
Yeah,
this.
right.
They needed to go into earnings between $9 and $10, and then they could just fall to like 870 or something. But yeah, so here they're in some trouble. Flow to 7 is pretty certain.
Probably into the ER as the catalyst, huh?
Exactly. Yeah.
Okay, okay.
And they're going to be pre-market. They're going to report pre-market. The
Yeah,
only thing that'll save them is a full on market pump Monday Tuesday keeps them in the channel.
yeah, yeah. Keeps them at
But
8.
yeah, they could be trouble.
Interesting, interesting. That's pretty much what I got. You got anything shop wise?
Oh no, I'll be. My notes will have. I actually posted a thing about. I didn't want to hot list it, but there's an upside potential for snow before it checks back down. So a lot of stuff like that will be in my notes this week.
Yeah.
Just
Oh,
the stocks that got just obliterated. There's
yes.
some bounce potential,
Always.
but the over thesis is still down. But I wouldn't short them down here either.
Yeah, no, 100%. Well, you let them run a little bit if you're going to short them at this point, right?
Yeah,
You gotta
exactly.
play that range. The only other one I want to mention to you is, and I kind of talked about in chat, but and the sector might not go is FSR. Like they have Catalyst every month for the next 6 months. Whether they execute or not, it's going to be huge. But they're going to finally start like delivering cars. So I posted the big old write up on it in the. I think I put it in news. Um, but they're planning on
Uh,
50,000 cars next year. So
yeah, so I like them and to keep an eye on, and also keep an eye on Workhorse and Ride.
okay,
That's
okay,
like my trifecta of small EV that has some potential right now.
sweet. I'm glad you didn't say XL because I let that one go.
Yeah.
Yeah. And Solo too. I kind of done with that chart.
Yeah, Mullen.
God, did we nail that? Perfect. Awesome. I appreciate your time as always, P. Look forward to notes. Stress to everyone, please read those. That's what we're best at. And have a good week out there for sure.
Yep. Appreciate it.